jernih beralaskan tanah, namun semua ini punya kita. Memang semua ini milik kita sendiri.
Hanya alang-alang
pagar rumah kita tanpa nyelir,
tanpa melatih. Hanya bunga bakung tumbuh di halaman. Namun semua itu punya kita. Memang semua itu milik kita.
Haruskah
kita beranjak ke kota
yang penuh dengan tanya, lebih baik di sini. Rumah kita sendiri.
Segala nikmat dan
anugerah yang kuasa.
semuanya
Ada di sini. Rumah kita.
Rumah kita STIE Yogyakarta, tempat kita berkarya, berbakti untuk negeri kita, Indonesia.
Haruskah kita beranjak ke kota
Yang penuh dengan tanya,
lebih baik di sini? Rumah kita sendiri. Oh, oh, oh.
segala nikmat dan
Anugerah yang kuasa.
semuanya ada di sini. Rumah kita ada di sini.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, all of you are doing well today. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome all of you. Thank you for making the time to watch our seminar today. It's especially a great moment for us to have Professor Muhammad Imran Quraish and Professor Bruno Letanko with us today for our seminar. First of all, on behalf of our Dean of YKPN Business School, Professor Haryono Subiakto, I would like to welcome all of you to this prestigious seminar about digital technologies and digital leadership, held by STIE YKPN Business School in association with Connecting Asia, University of Reading, Malaysia, and the Institute of Indonesia Chartered Accountants. I believe today is going to be a great day for all of us because we are all around the world impatiently waiting for this conference in order to enrich our insight and knowledge regarding the theme of this seminar. Well, before the seminar begins, please allow me to briefly introduce STIE YKPN Business School to all of you. And I would like to share a screen for all of you so you can see what we have here. All right. Okay. First, I will begin with the vision of STIE YKPN Business School, which is to become Indonesia's best business school in 2030, recognized by academic and business societies in Southeast Asia. By carrying out this seminar, we expect that we will be known better and recognized at least by the people around the Southeast Asia region. Next is about our mission, which is to provide excellent education, research, and social services in the field of accounting and management by collaborating with other parties, domestic and overseas. I highlight the collaboration between STIE YKPN Business School and the other parties. It is very important for us to be known worldwide. Okay, the collaboration in this seminar is one of the programs that we hold in order to realize our vision. We do expect this collaboration will be sustainable and both sides can get benefit from it. And then I would like to show you that STIE YKPN Business School was established on September 12, 1980 in Yogyakarta. We are one of the first private business school in Indonesia. And we have 60 faculty members, 3 of them are professors and 24 of them are doctors. We have around 3,200 students and more than 22,000 alumni. Okay, this year, on September the 12th, to be precise, STIE YKPN Business School will celebrate its 40th birthday. We call it Lustrum 8. This seminar is held as part of our birthday celebration. And then I continue with the program in STIE YKPN. We have both bachelor and master degree, and accounting and management. We got A for the accreditation and also Master of Accounting. We also have A accreditation. And for our Master Management is still under RE accreditation. And next is about, wait a minute. Okay. STIE YKPN Business School, faculties member comprised of academic scholars who have earned their master and doctoral degree from reputable universities in Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Taiwan, Australia, and the United States of America. We also have several collaborations with some universities around the world. As you may see here, we have collaboration with Kansas University, Copenhagen Business School, and others university around the world. We expect that we will formalize our collaboration with University of Reading, Malaysia, and also Connecting Asia. Okay, next, because the COVID pandemic, as we all know, yeah, COVID-19 pandemic forced us to work from home. As a matter of fact, because of this pandemic, we can explore our creativity and attempt to intelligently use digital technology. This seminar is the product of exploring our creativity and employing digital technology. then you can see why digital technology is very important. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, STIE Business School also delivered its lecture online. This is a big decision that must be made by our Dean and Board of Management in order to continue the learning teaching process during the pandemic. For your information, during the second half of last academic semester, we used Zoom to deliver our lectures. As you can see in the slide, we intensively use this online media in order to maintain the quality of our learning and teaching processes. Again, you can see how digital leadership is important to keep up with the radical change during the disruptive era. Thank you to Zoom. Hopefully they will give us a big discount for our next event. I also would like to show you that we are now in the period of new student admission. Okay, the potential student can register from home, and we don't ask them to come to our school, and they can just register from home using their report from semester 1 to semester 5. Okay, and then now I would like to give the opportunity for our partner collaboration, the Institute of Indonesian Chartered Accountant, which is represented by Professor Lita Kusumasari. Time is yours, Bu Lita.
Hello everyone, are you doing the march? This march will not stopping us. We're gonna have beat this COVID and we're gonna have fun here. So good morning ladies and gentlemen, my name is Lita Kusumasari. I would like to express my gratitude that we can attend international webinar, Digital Technology and Digital Leadership at this moment. On behalf of Yogyakarta Region Chairman, Institute of Indonesia Chartered Accountant, we would like to thank you for the collaboration, especially to STIE YKPN Business School for making this event. Our sincere thank you for Redeng University Malaysia, Connecting Asia, and Zoom Indonesia for being a team. I would like to say great thank you from great team who prepared this event less than a week. My Dean, Pak Haryono, my Captain, Pak Agi, our backbone system, Pak Agung, Pak Dias, Pak Bembi, Pak Isnanda, and Bu Ivana. This kind of miracle. We are happy here, and this can be happen because of the technology, and it's so relevant to us. So what's technology making us better? We have to master it on the new normal. Have you ever seen Nest Daily? Nest Daily is giving us video that telling what is really going on around the world. He said one thing, work doesn't need sophisticated degree, except you are in a medical industry. Work needs something practical and technology. High cost economy would not be acceptable anymore. Many industry faces challenges. From tourism to education, everyone get the impact. We have been constantly in changing world. First, we get a mess with internet and the blockchains. Rules and structure become mixed up. Suddenly, the traditional accountant that usually being respectable and generate flawless cash flow is mixed up. Right now, new profession is emerged. Being YouTuber and influencer, giving you fame and unlimited cash flow. Now we are in COVID-19. Suddenly, we have to connect with technology, whether we are willing to do or not. As a professional accountant, we have to deliver information for stockholder. We need to put our knowledge and professional judgment. We have to adapt in the age of technology, because if we just depend on technical skill, preparing financial statement, it may replace by technology, but our wisdom and knowledge would not be able to be replaced right now. But we have to mingle with technology. because everything is borderless. If we want to survive and success, then skill and knowledge of technology is necessary. Digital leadership has to be trained, not something that's taken for granted. Continually learning and smart adaptive is the key. Technology is tool for us to make it better and fast. We are facing disruption and going concern. If you are accountant, you know going concern. Going concern is we don't know what is gonna be happen in the future. Do we gonna survive or do we gonna going to bankrupt? So we have to continuously learning our developer to develop our professional skill and knowledge. Again, let's get the most in the conference for ourselves and profession. We adapt or we lose. Remember, we are facing going concern right now. Have a nice conference, everyone. I'm so happy for welcoming you all. Thank you very much. I give it back to Pak Egi.
Thank you, Professor Kusumasari. Ladies and gentlemen, knowledge is free. That's why we carry out this seminar for free. These two young professors will deliver their presentation has many experiences in their field. Okay, so it will be an interesting topic. So please bring a cup of coffee or snack, yeah, and then stay tuned from the beginning to the end of this seminar. I believe you all will be enlightened. As you know, you will get a certificate with the CPD credit point, continuing professional development credit point, and we will send you the certificate within this week. For your information, and I will show you in my slide. Just wait for a moment. Okay, as you may see here, we have 1,082 participants from around the world. 940 are from Indonesia, and the other 142 are from 33 different countries of 5 continents. Finally, on behalf of STIE YKPN Business School, I would like to thank Connecting Asia, University of Reading, Malaysia, the Institute of Indonesia Chartered Accountants, all speakers, participants, moderator, and my beloved colleagues that participate in this seminar. And of course, also thank to the fantastic seminar committee who prepared this seminar very, very well. Now, I would like to introduce our handsome moderator, Professor Wing Wahyu Winarno. Okay, as you may see here, Professor Wing Wahyu Winarno is one of the experts in information system in Indonesia. He earned his PhD from University of Indonesia and his master degree from Cleveland State University. I will not read all of things about him because you can see which his information about him in his YouTube. Just type his name, Wing Wahyu Winarno, and you will find many things about him. All right, now I pass the time for this seminar to Pak Wing Wahyu Winarno, Professor Wing Wahyu Winarno, to lead the conference. Time is yours, Professor Wing.
Okay, thank you, Professor Sugiarto, for introducing me to the audiences. And now let me lead this seminar. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, especially for those of you who live in the same time region with me, which is west part of Indonesia. For the audiences who lives in the other part, please adjust my greetings. Yeah. First of all, thank you very much for joining our international webinar on digital leadership and digital technology. As Professor Egi mentioned earlier, this international webinar has been held to commemorate our campus birthday. Our campus STIE YKPN Business School in Yogyakarta has been established on September 12, 1980s. And now we are celebrating our 40 years of serving the society. As you might have known, the business world now has been experiencing very tight competition. Meanwhile, at about the same time, information technology has emerged so rapidly. New terms have been introduced rapidly. For example, big data, Internet of Things, business analytics, business intelligence, CRM, ERP, and those kind of things. Some companies take action by adjusting their strategy using new technology to run their organization. But unfortunately, for the rest of them, they still feel that the world has not been changed at all. They do the business as usual, and those fancy terms are just buzzwords that are applicable only in the discussion room and means nothing to the business, to the real world. To elaborate the connection between these digital technologies and the digital leadership, we invited two outstanding speakers who are not only academicians and researchers, but they also have a lot of practical experience in the respective fields. The first speaker is Professor Bruno Lotanke. He is now the head of built environment at University of Reading, Malaysia. And the second speaker is Professor Imran Qureshi. He is the founding director of Connecting Asia and also senior lecturer at the University Technical Malaysia, Malacca. These two speakers will lead us in a very interesting topic, and netizens usually say as a trending topic, which is digital leadership in digital technology environment. Before I introduce a little bit detail the two speakers, I will remind all of you, the audiences, that there will be polling at the end of this seminar. So please kindly check the icon at the bottom of your Zoom screen. There will be a polls icon. You can click it at the end of this webinar. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, before I forward the session to the speakers, let me introduce them very briefly. The first speaker, Professor Bruno Lotanke, has PhD in quantity surveying from University Technology Malaysia. His job experience related to environment. As I mentioned before, he is now head of built environment, University of Reading, Malaysia, and he is associate research fellow, Taiwan Malaysia Construction Project Management and Digital Technology Center, University of Reading, Malaysia. He has more than 10 years of professional experience in Nigeria with several large-scale construction projects. He also joined some professional organizations like a member of the Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors, a registered quantity surveyor, and a candidate member of the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. And the second speaker is Professor Muhammad Imran Qureshi. He got his PhD in Sustainable Manufacturing under Socio-Technical System Context from University Technology Malaysia. His main interest is in management. He has expertise in project management, operation research, total quality management, and those kind of things. He is really expert in this field. His research interest is green economics, human development theory, and human resources. And the current project is sustainable tourism, which is now has been locked down for a while. All of us, of course, love tourism. Hopefully, after the pandemic has been gone, we can join tourism activity again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will provide the speaker each 45 minutes. After the speaker present his presentation, I will ask the audience to join the discussion, but to make it easier to manage all the questions, please write your questions either in YouTube channel or in Zoom at the Q&A channel. So please kindly write your questions or discussions to those two channels, and we will select the questions and we will ask the speaker to answer all those questions at the end of the presentation. All right, the first session will be Professor Lotanko. Professor Lotanko, time is yours for the next 45 minutes. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Professor Wing. I welcome everyone to this international seminar on digital technologies and digital leadership. I'm going to talk more about digital leadership, and the next speaker will talk more about digital technology. I am Bruno Lotanko, the head of Built Environment University of Reading, Malaysia. Well, I want to take you through our institution, University of Reading. University of Reading is a respected UK university with established reputation. It's ranked among the top 20% in the world. So this is our campus in the UK. We have students from over 150 countries around the world. And this is Reading, and this is London. So from Reading to London is 25 minutes by train. And we have a campus here in Malaysia, which is 25 minutes to Singapore by car. We also have a campus in China right now. And from our campus in Malaysia in Johor, it will take you about 45 minutes to Kuala Lumpur by flight. So our campus is strategically located, right? Okay, we have the best of both worlds. We have the UK campus and we have the Malaysian campus. Here are some of our students from University of Reading, Malaysia, at the White Knight campus at Reading in the UK. So this is our campus. This is the background of our campus here in Malaysia with a very good environment. We have 5 schools. We have the School of Psychology and Clinical Language Sciences. We have the School of Built Environment. We have the School of Law. We have Henley Business School, and we have Foundation and Language Institute. Our School of Psychology is top 50 in the UK for psychology. Our law is 7 in England for employability. The built environment is 5th in the UK, and it's also accredited by 5 internationally recognized bodies. And we also have Henley Business School, which is accredited by 3 recognized associations. Well, these are foundation school that fits the undergraduate program. So here's the team, here's the leadership team at the University of Reading here in Malaysia. We have Professor Tech from Henley Business School, Professor Ann, Head of Law. We have Professor Bruce, Head of Foundation, Professor Rachel, Psychology, and this is me, Bruno. Okay, this is our campus, state-of-the-art Malaysian campus. We have recreational activities, we have different digital labs, right? So we have a dedicated BEAM lounge in University of Reading here in Malaysia, which is like a digital lab. We have AR, we have 3D printing, we have VR integration, we have scan to BEAM, we have different digital equipment in our university. And other departments and schools also have digital equipment. We have the moot court and legal clinic. We have psychology labs. We have financial dealing room. And we have a lot of things at our university. You can see the background of the university, so green and so digitally inclined, right? All right, this is me in one of the digital transformation presentation in University of Reading, Malaysia. So we advance the course of digitalization here in University of Reading, and that's a new normal. And we expect everyone to join us in this. So this is one of our convocations, 2019 convocation here in Malaysia. All right, thank you everyone for listening. Today's presentation, I'm going to provide a background of digital leadership. Then we are going to define what's digital leadership. Then we are going to discuss extensively about a framework for digital leadership and transformation in the digital age. Now, this framework will have about 4 phases: where you are right now, where do you stand in your company, where do you stand right now, what are the threats of digitalization in your business, this is very key, and how are you enabled to a kind of transform successfully. And then do you have a culture that will imbibe a kind of innovation? This is key. So we are going to explain, we are going to discuss about this framework, which is very key to our presentation today. Then we are going to discuss about the skills of leadership, digital leadership. As a digital leader, you need to have some skills. What are those skills that are expected of you? This is very important. Then at the conclusion, I'm going to give you our experience, my experience rather, in University of Reading. And I'm going to kind of highlight the potential of digitalization. What are the benefits of digitalization? Thank you. All right, as a background, in 1980, this is what we have: an old PC computer, trying to do business with it. But today, in 2020, we have a PC that is a web-based technology with internet. This helps us to track orders, to manage supply chain. This helps us to do business with clients and customers. And right now, we're talking about a lot of things, right? We're talking about different things in the digital world. So now, with the technological development, it continues to change the way we work, the way whatever we do in many ways. So we need to adapt to this change. All right, today we're talking about a lot of things in our world today. We're talking about cloud computing, Internet of Things, smart sensor, advanced robotics, AR, VR, 3D printing, big data analytics, and a lot of things. This is the new normal. So we have to adapt as digital leaders to do the right thing in order to advance or add value to our company. All right. Digital is a new normal, completely new reality. Digital is everywhere. I just explained about Industry 4.0, AI, and a lot of things. These are the most discussed topics in the world today, the digital world today. Some of us are at this point and we really want to reach this height. So what are the expectations? So each of these, VR, AI, IoT, has already transformed the way we communicate, the way we interact, the way we work, and the way we live. And this is only the beginning. This will change every company, every institution, every company, every industry, the ICT and media, the banking sector, insurance, education, real estate, leisure, business, construction, manufacturing, healthcare. It will affect every sector. So this is a fact right now. According to Forrester 2014, 74% of 1,254 global business executives state that they have a digital strategy, but only 15% believe they have the necessary capabilities and skill to execute that strategy. This is very poor, right? 74% have this digital strategy, but only 15% have the capabilities and the skills to execute that strategy. So this is a fact. And this is the challenge right now. To manage digital transformation will decide which business will survive and which business will not survive. So right now, we must adapt. We should be able to execute our digital strategy. We must have the skills and the capabilities to execute these strategies. And that's a challenge right now. This will take us to our topic of today, which is digital leadership. What is it all about? Digital leadership is an important factor in managing these challenges that I have just mentioned. And it has become a key concept in the discussion of what kinds of skills managers need for digital transformation. So some skills are actually expected of us. So digital leadership is an important factor in resolving these challenges, right? So now we're going to define the term digital leadership. Digital leadership is an enabling leadership that supports continual exploration within an organization to create value for customers using advanced technology. So the keywords here is adding value to who? To customers. So customers, services, these are key, and using digital and advanced technology. So, and it has to be continual in nature. So that's digital leadership. Another school of thought defined this digital leadership as that leadership that enables customer-centric and service-driven culture using technology. So this is very straightforward. We use technology to meet the expectations, the requirements of our clients, the requirements of our customers. That is digital leadership. That means a digital leader must have the digital skills to execute any digital strategy, right? Or any strategic goal of a company. Now, digital leadership is a strategic use of a company's digital assets to achieve business goals. So in your company, you need to have digital assets because you already have strategic initiatives, strategic goals. So what are those digital assets you need to have in order to achieve these goals? This is very key in our discussion today. Therefore, an effective digital leader should be aware of his environment, should be aware of the business goals and digital assets in a constantly changing landscape. The environment constantly changes. That is why the first definition emphasizes on continual exploration within the organization to create value for customers. This is digital leadership. So as a digital leader, you have to be knowledgeable of the skills needed to advance any form of digital transformation. This is key. All right. We are going to discuss about the framework. Every company, every institution, every organization, every setup must kind of use this framework for digital leadership. So the first question you need to ask yourself, or as the leader of your company, where does my company stand? You need to know that. It's very important. Where do I stand? Where does my company stand? This is very important. Then the next thing you need to ask yourself, how can my company survive in this digital world? Having known where your company stands, you need to ask yourself, how can your company survive? This is very, very important. And then the last question, which is also very important, how do you start? Having known where you're standing, having asked yourself how to survive, now how can you start? Where should you start? This is very key. Okay. All right, these are the 4 phases of the framework. And this framework is very key for every digital leader in any organization. The first thing you need to ask yourself, where does my company stand? It's very important. Then, what is the threat of digitalization to your business? That's key. You need to analyze those threats to know how you're going to cope, right? Now, the third phase is about how will I make my company enabled in order to transform effectively and successfully. So transformation is key in digital leadership. Your organization or company must be enabled to transform its present state. And the last thing is about having a culture of innovation, having a culture of change. How can I ensure constant change and constant innovation? This is very key. So some companies do not have the culture of innovation. And as we earlier mentioned, some companies may not survive, and we don't hope so. So we hope and we believe you're going to have a constant change, a good culture for innovation. All right, this is the framework. The first phase is about awareness. Where do your company stand? It is very, very important. Then the second is realization. Realization, what are the threats of digitalization in your company, to your company? This is very, very important. Then we talk about how enabled is your company in order to transform successfully, which talks about transformation. And the last one is imbibing the culture of innovation, constant innovation. This is very, very key. So we are going to kind of go through each of the factors or questions under each phase. So the first thing is, where do your company stand? You ask yourself, as a business school in Indonesia, in the US, or anywhere in the world, in Nigeria, in Malaysia, where do your company stand? That's very, very important. So what do you need to ask yourself? What has happened or is happening to your company across other industries? That's key. You need to know what is happening to other companies within the industry, right? Then you need to establish, where does your company stand, right? Having analyzed all these things, what is happening or has happened, where does your company stand? This is very, very important. And then the next thing you need to ask yourself, what kind of digital technology exists right now? And how could they possibly affect my business? That's very key. That's the first phase for every digital leader. You have to analyze this first phase thoroughly. It's a key starting point. What is happening around you and where does your company stand? That's very, very important. And the next stage is about the threats of digitalization to your company. What threats is digitalization causing your company? And what are the possible mitigations? How can I reduce these threats? This is very, very important. This is very, very key. Then again, time is of essence. Time is good. How much time do I have to react to these threats? The longer you take, you may be out of business. So you have to take the right time, right? You have to react timely in order to forge ahead. Then again, who is responsible for the digital aspects of your company? You need to know that. It's very important to be specific, to assign roles to your employees. Who is responsible for digital aspects? What are the concrete practical steps to take in order to mitigate, to reduce these obvious threats? This is very important. You need to know this also. Okay. Then having known where you're standing and having known the likely threats of digitalization to your company, the next thing is how are you going to make your company enabled in order to transform successfully? This is very, very important, friends. So again, you need to know what is the right person to become the digital leader. Skills, knowledge, these are very, very important. Training is very, very important. So for transformation, you need to know the right person to become your digital leader. This is very, very key. Then how can you lead in order to enable new solutions, new technologies, and new businesses in the future as a digital leader? So as overall boss, you need to know the digital techniques. You need to know these new technologies, It's very, very important in order to kind of oversee your employees. Then what kind of technology should be established to transform successfully? It's not every technology. It depends on your business. So if you're talking of big data, if you're talking of AR, if you're talking of whatever new technology, it has to kind of align with your business strategy. So you need to know what technologies do you need in order to transform your company successfully. That is also very, very key. So now having discussed transformation, the last thing, but very, very important also, is constant innovation. How will you imbibe the culture of innovation, the culture of change? How can you change your culture to enable innovation? This is important to all business schools. It's important to every company, to every industry. The culture of change is key. How do you ensure constant change? You don't just need to be stagnant. Remember, digitalization keeps changing. The landscape changes every day, every minute. Now, another important factor is collaboration. Right now, what we are doing is collaboration, right? I'm here in Malaysia. We have people from US and everywhere in the world. We're collaborating with business school in Malaysia and everywhere in the world is key. So ask yourself, within the industry, how do you collaborate with the ecosystem to stay ahead of new trends, new technologies? For instance, in my school, University of Reading here in Malaysia, we are using different digital platforms. We know there are a lot of them, but the school has its own platform for collaboration with students, collaboration with staff, collaboration with the teaching and learning approaches. So now you need to ask yourself, within your ecosystem, how do you collaborate to stay ahead of things, new trends and new technology? This is very, very important. So friends, this framework is so key to today's topic about awareness, about realization, about transformation, and about constant change. So I hope today, after this very session, you are going to use this framework to kind of add value to your company. Okay. Now we have skills of digital leadership. You don't just lead without skills. So we have general skills, like 4 general skills of a digital leader: cognitive skills, business skills, interpersonal skills, strategic skills. Cognitive skills are general skills: active listening, writing, reading, active learning, engaging your employees, right? Critical thinking. Okay. So these are the cognitive skills. Then the business skills, we talk about operational analysis. You need to you need to carry out a kind of performance analysis and compare it against performance benchmark or performance criteria. How is your business doing? Is it going fine? You need to carry out operational analysis as a digital leader. That is a business skill. Then you need to know how to manage your personal resources, manage your financial resources, and manage your material resources. These are all business skills that a digital leader must have. Then we need a digital leader should have very good interpersonal skill. How do you coordinate? How do you negotiate? How do you persuade? Then we also have what is called social perceptiveness. You need to know why your employees act the way they do. That's a very special skill. You need to know why they do things. You don't just allow them to do things. You need to know why. Why do they act the way they do? That's social perceptiveness. And then the next is strategic skills, where you talk about visioning. You need to develop a plan, a goal for your company, like a vision for your company. And you need to evaluate the whole system, which is called system evaluation. You need to identify the downstream consequences. The downstream consequences are actually the benefits and the cost of your decision. You need to analyze that. Based on your decision as a digital leader, what are the benefits? What are the costs? A kind of cost effectiveness. That's the identification of downstream consequences. This is very, very key and very important in any organization, in any institution. You need to identify the problem in your company and you need to find solutions to these problems. So these skills are general but very important. Cognitive skills, business skills, interpersonal skills, and strategic skills, right? Okay, the next aspect is also the skills of digital leader. So this is very important. The one at the middle is so important for today's discussion. As a digital leader, you need to have adequate knowledge about the use of digital technologies. You don't just lead without having the necessary knowledge. So training is key at the individual level and at the management level. It's very, very important. Apart from teamwork, proper personal image, listening ability to deal with change, relationship with clients, customers, you need to have knowledge of the digital technologies. That is key as a digital leader. So as the head of school, University of Reading, I have to know all the equipments and all the new trends in the school, 3D printing, VR, and a lot of things. I have to use the digital platform to collaborate with students if they have any issues or any concerns, and a lot of things. So in your company, you need to have adequate knowledge of the use of the digital technologies in your company. That is a skill of a digital leader. All right, I hope you are ready to become a digital leader today. This is me here trying to have engaging platforms discussing about leadership. These are our students at the University of Reading, Malaysia. Now, to conclude my session, I would like to tell you the potentials of digitalization. This is very, very key. Digitalization actually enhances interconnection and integration. This has greatly increased due to digitalization. It enables sharing of knowledge and best practices. So this is one of the potentials, one of the advantages, one of the strengths of digitalization. This will definitely drive productivity. It will drive effectiveness. It will drive sustainability in an innovative and dynamic way, right? Then the next is diminishing time lag and abundance of information. Digitalization has increased speed of information, whether we like it or not. That is a strength. That is a potential of digitalization. We now have shorter time frames for decision making. That is an advantage of digitalization. We have increased forms of interaction. This is enabled by a lot of technology, smartphones, social media, a lot of things. So this is one of the potentials of digitalization. The next, hierarchy removal and dissolvement of personal barriers. Management executives now learn from younger generations. Now, that will definitely make them to diverge from formal and professional positions. barriers and other barriers in the company. So time and attendance are artificial barriers that can be removed with digitalization. Right now, I'm here, you're over there, we're communicating, we're collaborating, we're sharing knowledge, and we're sharing best practices. That is the potential of digitalization. Then decision enabler. It enables faster decision-making processes, short time frames for decision-making between internal and external resources, even within an organization, between the top management, the middle management, and the operatives. It's a kind of enables faster decision-making. So the last is effective communication and collaboration. Digitalization enables humans to easily interact, easily communicate, and easily interlink through virtual platforms and tools. So having discussed about digitalization, the framework of digitalization, and the skills of this digitalization, I have come to the end of my presentation. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, Professor Tanko. If you can check the Q&A on your bottom of the screen. There are 3 questions. Can you check it?
Let me stop sharing.
Yep.
Okay.
You can answer those questions very briefly.
Right.
First, from Wening Widi. What are the challenges of digital leadership in the future?
All right, that's a very good question. The challenges of leadership. Where's the question? Can I get it again?
Yeah, digital leadership after pandemic COVID-19.
Yeah. The thing is, COVID-19 came. It will definitely go, but our lives will never remain the same again. That's just the truth. We shall continue to engage digitally. We shall continue to have online meetings, online platforms, because of the obvious advantages, right? So the challenges right now is about training with respect to digital techniques. The challenges again is investing in these digital technologies. The problem is they're actually very expensive. Some are expensive, right? So now we have to invest and then you have to train. These are the 2 major challenges that if you can overcome these challenges, then you won't have much problem. Investment in digital technologies and training, the skills and the knowledge of digital abilities, that's all. Yeah.
Okay. And the second question is from Eko Heru Prasetyo. First question, some studies assert that digitization is analogous to an invisible engine. Those platforms founder might possess very little ability to control fraudulent, like hacking, forging, etc. How would a leader overcome these issues?
All right. So now, I got the questions. So every online platform actually has its own limitations, right? About hacking, about a kind of identity forging. So again, I will advise as a leader, we have a lot of new technologies that can check all those things out. Hacking, a kind of identity forging. So again, you have to invest in these new technologies that will actually help you to avoid having such issues in your company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Let me forward to the third questions from anonymous attendee. In digital age, some sources said that small and medium enterprises lead in businesses. I need to know what kind of SME is best fit to this era after the pandemic.
Where's the question again?
What kind of small medium enterprise is best fit to this era after the pandemic? of
Oh, after the,
coronavirus?
all right. Okay. That's a very, very, very good question.
Yeah.
But I won't have a definite answer for this question. But the thing is, after this era, you have to adapt to the changing environment, the new normal. Whether you are a small business or big business or middle business. And again, the only way I will advise is people need support from government for small business enterprises. You need intervention from the government in order to survive,
Right.
because you can't actually compete with the big industries in the digital world.
Right.
So that's the advice I will give. You need support from the government, you need support from bigger organization in order for you to continue with your business.
Okay.
And you need to have a very good business strategy in order to excel. As we earlier mentioned about the skills and the strengths, right? Where do your company stand? What are the threats of digitalization? How can you enable your company to transform digitally, and how to imbibe the culture of innovation? So whether it's a small or medium enterprise, you have to use that framework at your level in order to succeed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Professor Tanko. And the rest question, I think you can answer it directly to the Q&A channel while Professor Qureshi deliver his presentations.
All right. Okay. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Professor Tanko.
Yeah.
And let me summarize very brief to Professor Tanko's presentation. First, companies must be able to transform their business to a new creature, to new models. To do the transformation, companies need digital leaders, because to transform the organizations requires awareness, realization, transformation, and constant innovation. Now become a leader is very difficult in this new era. You cannot just have management skills, but you have to have digital literacy. You have to be digital friendly. You have to be open mind for the new technology so that you can take advantage of those new development. If you don't love technology, if you don't know anything about technology, then you cannot take advantage. So for you who want to be a good leader, now you have to be a digital leader. All right. Again, thank you very much for Professor Tanko, but I'm sorry I cannot ask the audience to give big applause since they are all being muted. So it will be digital applause for Professor Lotanko. Okay. Okay, next I will forward the session to Professor Muhammad Imran Qureshi, which will also deliver the presentation about digital technologies. Okay, Professor Qureshi, you have 45 minutes, and please give the audience at least 15 minutes to discuss your presentation. Okay. Thank you very much.
You. Okay. Can I get my sharing screen on?
Yes, you can share your screen.
But it says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, hold on a second. All right, you can try it now. Is it working?
Yes, it's working.
Okay,
now.
okay, right.
Okay. Okay, can we start now?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. First of all, giving me opportunity to talk about digital technologies and digital leadership in this very specific moment. And I think it is very well, I think it's very uh, perfect time for this type of presentations, and we should know about our future because of this pandemic. So I would congratulate, I will start with the congratulating the organizer for arranging this. So let us start. My presentation would be more on practical things which I learned, and some I extracted from recent research articles. So it is a combination of some practical data analysis of those who are very good in digital leadership, and then for the research articles which have been published over the year on digital technology. So let us start. Let me start to this presentation with introducing myself, or rather advertising myself, because this is a digital leadership aid. So let me just give an opportunity to advertise myself. I'm Dr. Muhammad Imran Qureshi. So currently I'm Director of Connecting Asia Research Network, and also I'm working in University Technical Malaysia, Malacca. And I'm also country president for the APRA, the Association of Professional Researcher and Academicians, Pakistan chapter. And also I am the editor of few journals in Reader Insight Publisher. So you can find out my details in the Google, and I will share my links also. This is my brief introduction. Let's see what we are going to learn, or what we are going to talk today. So my presentation would be focused on three major elements. So the first element would be understanding. So let's try to see what is actually digital technology, and what are the different types of digital technologies, and what are the different uses up till now we are doing it in different fields of our life. And finally, the digital transformation, how we can transform ourselves and our organization into a digital world. So that would be the first component. So basically understanding. The second one would be the digital landscape, the digital technology landscape. What is the past, what is present, and what would be the future of digital technology? So that I will try to cover through the systematic review of studies which have already been done on the digital technology. So this is a digital landscape. And the third one, the most important part, is how we can integrate, or how we can be a good digital technology leaders in this world. So what are the skills required, and how we can transform ourselves into a very good digital leader. So I will be focused on the key skills which I saw in many of those who are very good in digital leadership and using digital technology. So I sum up all these into 4 or 5 different steps, and I'll try to give you a framework for your self improvement. So you can improve, or you can use this framework for improvement in your organization, no matter in which field you are, no matter you are an educationist, you are starting a new business, you want to start a new business, or you are already doing a business. So these models you can apply in your daily life, and you can learn new skills very easily. And this is the main sense of my presentation today. So digital technologies and how we are going to use them. So let's start with the first thing, understanding digital technologies. So basically, digital technologies, the word digit, it is basically a Latin word. And that is basically representing the fingers, because at that time, ancient time, the people were using fingers to count. The counting were done on the fingers. So that's why this digit is mainly reflecting the finger. And digital technologies are using digits as an input. So that is the main sense of digital technologies. We are using this 0 and 1 for digital technologies. And this has been grown massively. And now even we are communicating through Zoom, which is also an example of digital technology. So what digital technology is? Digital technologies are basically electronic tools, systems and devices and resources that generate, store, or process data. So you can understand that it's very simple. The microprocessor have been used over the year in the digital technology that process all this information. They store and they process this information. So let's see what are the major components. I'm going quick on the first part, and later on we can slow it down, because my main objective is to give you the framework through which you can be a digital leader. So this background I will go quickly. So there are three major components of digital technology. The first thing, very important, is your data. There are many forms of data now, and even you can see all those digital technologies, especially social media, they are working on the data. Everywhere you can see that the people are working for data. So big data analytics and also many form of the data are there. So the data is the basic in the digital world. So means the world is with those who are having the data. So data, you can generate leads, you can sell your product if you have your customers' data. So you can use it in a very, I can say, variety of ways and unique ways also, that you have to think how you can use data. But for now, the data is the first component of digital technologies. And the second one is the technology, the processors, the applications, the laptops, the mobile phone, all these are basically technology. So we use technology to process, to store, or to collect data. So this is basically the second component. The first one, data. The second one, technology. There are many forms of technology. So you can use this technology to transform data into information, to generate leads, to store data. All these are basically technologies. And the third one are the people. The one who are using data, the one who are producing data are the people. So if I say in a simple word, the data is something which people use for their business purposes, for their analysis purposes, for their workflow, and so many other utilization of data through the technology. So the data, the people, they use data through technology. So that is a very simple arrangement of the digital technologies. Obviously, the real digital technologies are not so simple. They are very complex in information and the devices. But to understand it very simply and clearly, you can see that there are three major components. So why I'm telling you about these three? Because we have to work on all of these three components in order to make ourselves a very good digital leader and very good user of digital technologies. So let's move on. So we have established this. The digital technologies are using some kind of devices that store, process, and analysis the data. So that is the digital technologies, and the three components: data, technology, and the people. Let's move on. So what are the uses of digital technologies? There is a variety of use of digital technologies nowadays. If you can see your healthcare services, they are largely dependent on the digital technologies now. Education have been transformed to digital technology. The way we are communicating, we never thought we will do this maybe 1 year before, but now it is a normal practice. So education is being reformed. And similarly, the alteration in business and economy have been on the massive scale, and the civilization, they are also using digital technologies. You have seen this word, the smart homes, the smart society, e-community, community for 5.0. All these are basically dependent on the utilization of digital technologies. And this utilization of digital technologies, it's not up to these 4 or 5 categories. There are many uses. Even we cannot cover all these uses in one presentation. I'll try to be more precise, but you can understand that digital technologies have been used over the year in all aspect of human life, and also not only in human life, also the animal life. So it means that digital technologies are being used everywhere, and still we are using it now. Let's see some example. I collected some of these examples. If you can see websites, digital televisions, video streaming, e-books, digital music, your locations, smartphones, your maps, digital cameras, digital images, printers, and even the clocks. Everything is using digital technologies nowadays. So it means that digital technologies have been utilized in all field of your life. Okay. So these are some of these examples of digital technology. Let me share the first component. I think I have completed the first component where we try to understand what are the digital technologies and how we use them in our daily life. I was just brief because almost all of us, we are aware of these utilization of digital technologies. So let us see when this digital technology, the concern for digital technologies was started, and how many different countries are being using it or maybe producing the digital technologies. And the second one, what are the different fields of life they have been benefited from this digital technology. But this is based on my systematic literature review or the number of publications. So what I did, I collected the information by using a keyword digital technologies. So I saw how many studies were there and how much time frame. So what I found is it was started, the first article was published in 1963, and up till now 2020 I have collected all the data from the Scopus database to understand when it is started and how it grows. We will cover this systematic literature review from 1963 to 2020. A small portion of this information I will go quickly because the main component would be your digital transformation. So what I did, I just collected information and tried to see how digital technologies have been evolved over the year. So started from 1963 to 2020, we can see that 18,354 research articles have been published in Scopus database. But obviously, if we expand our research to other databases, we can get many more articles. But this is the number of articles published in Scopus only on digital technologies, and these are only research articles, not review papers, not any other form of the book reviews or all. It's just original research articles. Let us see how this digital transformation occurs in the society. If you see, starting from 1963, there were very few publication. But when you see in 90s that the concern for digital technologies has been grown. And if you can see now, since past 2 or 3 years, it has been increased rapidly. So means that digital transformation is already ongoing. So we have already published enough material on digital technology. Okay, so this is the number of year distribution of digital technologies. Who are the digital leaders? Let us see who are basically the digital leaders in the digital technology. The digital leaders means United States. These are the countries who are producing the most of the research and the patent for digital technologies. It means that these countries are providing digital technologies to all other nations. So there we can categorize the word into two: the technology producer, the developer, and the technology user. So we need to understand the digital technology, where it is going to be utilized, and who is forming or creating this or developing this digital technology. So first, we know that United States is the number one, and the second one is UK. United Kingdom is the second one in this research, and the third one is basically Australia. The fourth number, China. The fifth number is Russia. Six, Italy. Then Germany. And we can see Canada is on the 8th number. And then India is on 9th. And France is on 10th number. So these are the 10 countries who are producing more research articles. So I took this as an indicator of these countries are digital technology leaders since 1963 and up till now. If we see you can see the number of research articles published in each country very clearly. You can see United States, 3,778 article, and then the rest of the world is far behind than the United States. It means that the United States is leading the world in digital technologies for now. I'm not sure about the future, but this is directly extracted from the data. Maybe result may vary from the economic side or other side. It is based on the research article and the patent registered. Okay, so let's move on. So we established these 10 countries, top 10 countries are producing much of the digital technologies. So the fields of research, which fields of research mostly the digital technologies are being used in which field of research. So let's see. The first number, I categorize them into a different category. The first number is the social sciences. The mainly education is a part of the social sciences. So most of the research in digital technologies are being done for the educationist. So we are the one for those most digital technologies have been developed, not the industry. Industry is on the second number where we can see the computer sciences and engineering. If we combine computer science and engineering, that it becomes the largest part of digital technologies utilization and development. And then we can see arts and humanities, business and accounting, medicine, also mathematics, other material sciences, and then other related fields of life. So this is how digital technology research is being segregated over the years. So you can see different types of the research category. If I go forward, what digital technology research clusters, how and what types of research have been done? So what I did, I just tried to calculate this through a co-occurrence, the frequency of the different text which have been repeated over the article. So let us see. The first and the most important part is the education. So firstly, the main distribution of this research cluster is, you can see the blue one. It shows that most of the research is basically done on the education side. And then if you can see, the second one is economy, business, industry. This is the second one where we use these digital technologies. And the third one is the healthcare services. You can see the green one reflects the healthcare services. And the last one is basically engineering and computing, which maybe you can see in the yellow color. So all these four clusters, you can see they have been using digital technologies, or digital technology development is mostly in these four aspect of four fields of life. Now, this is the systematic literature view. I just gave you some brief overview of what happens in the past in digital technology. So let us see what is the power of digital technologies, what it can do for you, and how you can get benefit from it. Let's see. UNO, they announced that the 50% of the developing world population in only past 2 decades, they are using digital technology. So means that it is not the phenomenon that only the developed countries are using digital technologies. Now 50% of your developing countries and the population of developing countries, they are also using digital technologies in one form or in other form. I will show you what different forms we can use, but you should understand that the 50% population in developing countries, and the developed countries, obviously they are much more than the developing countries. So still it is a very big number. Many people are using these digital technologies now. Now, almost half of the entire globe population is connected through social media and digital technologies. Very important thing. So means that the half of the population of the world is already connected through social media, through other application, or any form of digital technologies. They bind them together. So we are connected with half of the population. So you can see the power of these digital technologies. It means that you are already connected with half of the population of the world. Now, what I am trying to say is I'm trying to develop a plot where you can understand that how much power these digital technologies have and how we can exploit them is now my next next question. But first, we should understand how much powerful are these digital technologies. Okay, let's move forward. The next one, we know that this is from UNO data. 24 million new jobs will be created in the future from the digital technology, especially in the green economy, sustainability, environmental science, and your digital technology development. So 24 million new jobs are already in progress through this digital technologies. So means that we are using these digital technologies and we are creating new jobs also. But at the same time, there is a very worrying news, the news that we may not like, but it is the reality. The 800 million people would lose their jobs against automation. So automation will replace people. 800 million people will be unemployed in the future. And this is not very far. This would be expected unemployment till 2030. So new jobs creation is only 24 million, but the job loss is 800 million. So yes, the digital technology is creating new jobs, but at the same time, it is losing some jobs also. It is creating unemployment also. But we can settle this. We can see this is where our today's lecture is mostly concerned. If the people are losing jobs, so what they can do, how they can get into this economy, how can be the part of effective part of their national development and their economic development. So this is basically the scenario, the power of digital technologies. I gave you both sides. We are connected. People are using digital technologies. The new jobs will be created, but at the same time, many people will lose their jobs because of these digital technologies. They will replace human beings in many fields of life. For example, supply chain, for example, in our banking sector, in our almost everywhere, we will replace people with technology. Okay, so these are the goods and bad, but this is the power of technology. You like it or not, but this is the reality. So let's move on. So we will see what is our future and how we can counter this situation. So let's move on. Now, future landscape, we should understand what is the future. What type of technologies are there and how we can counter this. So digital technologies, the landscape of future, the future landscape is very unique. We need to understand the digital platform that will become the new business model. So all, even now, you know that all business has been shifted to the digital technologies now. Even those who were doing the face-to-face business, now they are using this digital technologies and their business is, you don't need a physical outlet, you don't need any other thing. And then the artificial intelligence will play a very big role in your future development. I will explain it to you in a while why I am saying this. Because, for example, nowadays, as my friend mentioned in the previous presentation, Dr. Borno, he said the tourism is being affected largely. We know that. And when the situation will settle down again and then the tourism will start. I have my own perception on this. We will not start tourism once the situation is being reversed. We will use alternative tourism. We will use artificial intelligence, virtual reality. All these are the form of the virtual tourism. And I hope many of these countries have already been started to develop this artificial technology in order to give you virtual tour to any country of the world. And I think some of the airlines have already experienced and they already employed this technology. So even in tourism, which we think we cannot do without physical visitation to any specific place, but now it is possible. We will do, and you will see in the future the technologies are being emerged, and then maybe one day I will see you in one a shop lot, and you are traveling all over the world, sitting in one shop very next to me, and maybe you will be in USA and I'm traveling to Australia, but still we are sitting together. So this is the future of digital transformation, digital technology. Okay, so it is coming everywhere. So let's see what is the current situation, how we can see the future landscape and the current situation. If I see the most famous picture of the year, can you guess what is the most famous picture of the year 2020? I hope everybody can guess this. This is the most famous picture of 2020. I know it is very painful for all of us, and I can sense the deep sorrow in those who are affected by this coronavirus. But still, we are living and we have to move on. So this is the current situation. I'm not going into detail because I know everybody is already looking at this COVID cases and being stressed over the past few months, and we are daily looking at these numbers rising rapidly. And then if one day the number is 30, we would be very happy, and the other day the number is 200, and then we are worried. So it is our normal routine now. So I will not discuss a lot of things about it, but we know the situation is very critical. We know that the world have been affected and the business has been transformed. So let's see what we can predict for the future. So situation is this. Now we are in a digital transformation age. We like it or not, but what you can see that the world has already been changed. We are doing digital technologies. We are communicating. The business have been largely reshaped. Education has been reformed, and your healthcare sector is already under transformation, or maybe it is already transformed. And now, the most importantly, the societies have already adopted the new normal. So means that the situation, we are very clear. It is already we can say, the transformation. So my question here is our future digital? Now, this is a very simple question to everybody, a food for thought. What do you think now? Are we looking for a digital future, or our future is digital? Now, my answer is no. Most of us, they may be answer yes, but my answer is no, because digitalization is not our future. It is our present now. The future is now. So we are already in the digital transformation age, and we are experiencing the digital transformation. But with this digital transformation, although the COVID have affected so many things, but I'm here to tell you there are so many new opportunities have been created. The new business opportunities are there because you thought out of the box. When we have any problem and we try to solve it, and then we thought out of the box. And this thinking process will give you a lot of opportunities. So it means that the new business opportunities are there. The new learning opportunities are there, and the world is open to everybody now. It is equal. No matter where are you, no matter who are you, and no matter what you are doing. It is only how you do it. And remember, in past lecture, there was one question I want to answer that question. Sorry if I misunderstood that question. So what business is suitable after pandemic or in this pandemic? In my opinion, it is not about the business. What business? It is about how you do that business. And I will tell you how you can do that business that give you maximum benefit and that give you a lot of opportunities to sell your product. You can sell anything. You can sell anything in the world, but you need to find out the right market. So that is what I will tell you in the last phase of my lecture. So the world is open and it is beyond boundaries. There is no limitation. There is no problem in selling your product or selling your ideas or selling your services to all over the world in any country, any region. Okay, so this pandemic, obviously, it gives us lots of threats, but it comes with a lot of opportunities. And digital transformation was not the future. It is the present now. You are already in digital transformation and you are experiencing it. Now, only those people will be successful who are transforming themselves quickly with the time, because this is the time now. If you change the time, if you don't do anything now, you will be lost. Okay, so the new opportunities have been unlocked. Now, the question, the third part, very important, and I think this is the collection of my personal experience, and I looked all those who are digital leaders and all those who are doing a marvelous business online, and then I took some businesses as a test case also in order to make this presentation and make this framework for you. Okay, so everybody can learn something and can do something from here. Okay, now we know that the pandemic is there and then opportunities are here. Now, what the real question is how to exploit these opportunities, how to become a successful digital leader in this digital world. Now, we know there are a lot of digital technologies are available. So my question would be, what technology you learn so you can be the very good digital leader? Yes, many of the scholars, many of the motivational speakers, they give you, okay, you learn digital technologies, but digital technologies are in thousands or millions in number. What digital technology you want to learn? What digital technology is useful for you? It depends on what you are doing. So I will give you a clear framework through which you can use this framework in order to sell your product, in order to make yourself prominent in this digital world, no matter you are an educationist, no matter you are a teacher, no matter you are a small business owner or you want to open a business. So you can use this framework. So let's see what are these digital technologies. So let me define these skill sets. We need a skill set, right? We know that we need to use digital technologies, the skill set. But starting from the left, we have low technical skill, the people who are having very low technical skills. So this is what I assume every one of us is having very low technical skills in this digital world. But yet we want to learn and we want to expand our businesses and our presence in the physical or digital world. Then
5
we
minutes, Professor Imran.
Okay, sir. Okay. So from here, we have to understand, okay, from low technical skills, we have to transform to high technical skills. So low technical skills are your comfort zone. You are doing nothing. So with the little effort, you can get medium technical skills, mean that you can learn some of the new techniques. And if you invest more time in learning, then you can go with the high technical skills. Okay. So this is the future skill set required. But what technologies? 5 essential skills you need to master in order to be a digital leader. So what are these skills? I'm going through quickly because each one of them is a detailed discussion, but let me give you quickly so we can finish within time. The first thing, you need to be a digital strategist. What is digital strategy? Means that how you are collaborating with your friend, what is your plan, what is your product, how you are going to sell them, where are your customers, how you are going to develop your team. All these are digital skill where you are using technology to interact, to develop your team, to implement your plan and everything. So first thing, you need to understand the digital strategy. So means that you have to learn the skills or the tools or techniques which are useful in digital strategy formulation. Okay. The second skill, very important, is digital marketing. Everyone should master this technology because, as I mentioned, half of the world is already on your fingertips. So if you learn digital marketing, it means that you can sell your product to half of the population. Let us say if I'm just selling something very simple, but I sent an email to maybe 2,000 people. Out of these 2,000, at least 1, 2, 3 would reply you. It means that the world is very big. You can find customers as much as you want to. So you have to invest your time in learning digital marketing, especially in academics. If you are a teacher, you must need to learn digital marketing and apply it to your lectures because the world is going to be changed. Now teachers would be more coaches and not the previous type of teachers. So the things have been changed. So first, master your digital marketing strategy, and then the content development, infographics, videos, pictures, all these which can be sold on social media, which people would like to see from you in the media. And then this digital content is not only video picture, but also the writing skills. So try to learn digital content development skills. Okay. And the first and the fourth one is your personal branding. Very important. In this world, if you do your personal branding, the people would love to buy your product. They want to see who is behind this particular brand, who is behind this product, who is behind this particular thing. So personal branding, you have to learn how you can brand yourself in this digital marketing. Use all these platforms. You can utilize them in order to learn the personal branding, but try it. And then the most important, but it needs a bit high technical skills, is development of websites and apps. It is very easy nowadays. If you spend 2 or 3 days, you can master this website development and apps development in very simple way. So these 5 skills are very essential if you want to be a digital leader. If your company, then obviously you want to do it for your company, but if you want to do it for yourself, yes, you need to do. So these skills are universal that can be applied to industry, country, or personal, individual, and but also. So these are the 5 skills. But how you are going to use these 5 skills? I'm giving you 4-step strategy for doing that. First, remember you already a strategist. You know how to develop a strategy in digital marketing, means strategy where I want to sell my product, how I'm going to contact my customers, what content and when I'm going to promote my product or teachings or lectures whatsoever. So there are 4 steps, the simple 4 steps. This is my last slide. Sorry if I took more time, but these 4 steps are very essential. If you do them completely, it means that you are very successful and you can see the readings, the results by yourself. The first thing, develop a comprehensive digital strategy. When, where, and how you are going to promote. Where means what digital platforms, Facebook, YouTube, social media, other platforms, email marketing, all these. So you list down what digital platforms are you going to use to promote your presence in the digital world. And then content planning, when you are developing the content and how you are going to promote that promotional content on the social media. Maybe it is a lecture, the way we are doing now. It can be a product, it can be a services, it can be anything, but you have to explain that and you have to create some content which is attractable to everybody. That's why I asked you to learn some skills to create new infographics. You can use Canva or all other platform, but these all you can learn very easily from YouTube. The third one, once you are done, start digital marketing. Before that, it is not like you just created something and started digital marketing. No, you have to develop your plan. You have to prepare your content, refine it, and then start your digital marketing. Once you are done with your digital marketing, you can see that the results are phenomenal. And finally, you link your data with your website and application. Here, I want to mention, you need to learn the big data analytics, the Google Analytics, the Facebook Analytics. So you have to learn whether your posts are doing good, you are performing well, people are looking you, people are interested in your product or services or in lectures or anything. You have to think, you have to monitor. If the people are interested, continue. If not, then go to first point. Try to develop another strategy, try to develop another content, and then start again digital marketing. In few practices, you will get the right content and the right market for yourself. Obviously, you have to learn how you can collect data for your customer. So you can do this through email extractions and all. And you can invest some money on digital marketing also. But remember, you don't need any money to sell your product. If you are doing it correctly, you can do it in so many ways. So this is how you can become a digital leader in this digital world. So what I did, I gave you 5 techniques or 5 skills you must master in order to be a digital leader in the digital technology world. So these 5 skills, I'm just showing you again, the key to your success in digital world. So please start with the first point, then second, then third, fourth, fifth. Once you are done, apply through these 4 steps. So these are your 4 steps strategy for being a digital leader. This is what I learned from the people who are very successful and from the literature, which shows that the people who were very good in the digital technologies, what they did and how they start. It's very simple and everybody can do it. So this is all from my side. This is my lecture. If you want to get more information, you can connect me through this web page, Facebook page, and I also give you my YouTube channel link. So you can find me there, and if any question, we can share. Thank you very much and have a very nice day. And any question, I would be more than welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Qureshi. You have just explained to us almost any aspect of technology, from the hardware to the brainware.
Yes.
And now I select several questions. There are 3 questions about how to avoid those 800 million losing jobs. So I guess actually you already explained how to avoid those losses, because these questions has been raised before you explain the 5 steps to overcome that problem, right? So yes, probably you can give 1 or 2 sentences to answer these questions. Yeah.
The only answer to this question is learn these skills and start your own business quickly. Before you lose your job, you can start your own business.
Okay. All right. And the second questions is from the auditing field. So I guess I will help you in these questions, yeah, because it talks about big data related to auditing. So let me help you answer these questions. Yeah. Let me check from Prima Ferdianto. I work in the field of public sector. In terms of big data and business intelligence, how can we as a state auditor using this big opportunity to enhance our performance and report quality? Okay, I deal a lot with e-government, public sector, and also auditing. Prima Ferry, you can take advantage of big data, because by using big data, you can have a very big picture of the environment. So if you see that this particular object or particular institution has some kind of information, you can compare it to the other information so that you can see that this particular institution has problems or not. For example, if a particular company can obtain 10% return on interest, for example, on investment, for example, but the other company can get 15%. Now you can see that this particular company cannot get more like the other companies. It is very easy actually to use big data. The problem is how to collect those data to become big data. Am I right, Professor Qureshi?
I think in today's world, it is not difficult.
Yep.
You so many applications that are integrated in your browser, and you can collect as much as data you want. So when you are browsing your internet or using any app or anything, these applications can collect data for you in the back end. So you can learn these techniques and you can use them to use for your benefit. So big data is not an issue nowadays.
Yeah, I agree. There are several applications like Microsoft Power BI, Tableau, and so on. There are so many, and actually you have to learn a little bit about those applications. Okay, thank you, Professor Qureshi. And let me share a little bit information about the technology. I have a one-page presentation. It won't take that long. So let me share my screen. Okay. In the information technology field, we know there are 5 levels of technology implementation or technology maturity. The first level is technology is being used as an information tools. We use it just for one-way communication like radio. And the second level is communication. The technology is used as a two-way communication tool so that two parties can interact each other. In the third level, information technology can be used as a transaction tools so that two parties can do their business without any other activities. They just use the mobile phone or computer to do the business without the two parties to meet physically. But this is done within a company. In the fourth collaboration, the fourth level is the collaboration among several companies or institutions. Nowadays, it is very easy for us to buy an airplane ticket, or we buy stuffs from online stores, and several companies, several parties get involved there. There are expedition company, there are payment company, there are sellers, there are application, and so on and so on. So now universities, campuses has to be able to collaborate each other so that they can work together, serving the community, not only to its students. And the most difficult level is the transformation level. It is a way to change the old business process. So you have to be able to change your business to a new era, to a new type. For example, right now, there are several jobs that are available through the online channel. For example, is for YouTuber or YouTube content creator. They can work from home, from outdoors. There are no documentation to be submitted. There are no verification from formal institution, and yet this content creator can get millions of dollars, for example. So there are so many big opportunities in this new technology. Okay, that's my knowledge to information technology, so that now leaders, companies have to be able to adapt to a new business competition. All right, now I remind all the audiences to click the pulse icon at the bottom of the Zoom screen to give your response to this webinar. We will give you several minutes to answer all those questions.
Pak Darman, could you please move? Okay, everyone. This is the end of our seminar, and I just would like to remind you again that the certificate will be distributed to all of you within this week. So please be patient if you haven't received any email that contained the certificate. You must be accepted within this week. All right, and the other thing, the final words from us, we would like to thank all of you for your participation, the speaker, the participant, and also the moderators, okay, who already accompany the speakers during this seminar. Okay, this is one thing from us, our final presentation for all of you. Once again, thank you very much. Have a good day and see you in the next event. Bye-bye. Sudah ini baru muncul. Oh, iya. Thank you everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you Dr. Bruno. Thank you Dr.
Yeah,
Bruno.
thank you. Thank you, Imran. Well done.
We will take picture together.
All right.
We will
Okay.
take picture together.
Okay.
Hold
Okay.
on. Hold on. Dias mana? Dias.
Udah Pak, di sini Pak.
Nah ini yang cuma namanya siapa lagi?
Di sini Pak, udah.
Oke.
Dia sini yang di capture.
Oke ya. Who's gonna take the picture? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Dah.
Oke.
Once more.
Once more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Budon.
Congratulations. Very successful event. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mas Kemal.
Thank you all.
Terima kasih semuanya. Terima kasih.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Professor Bruno, Professor Qureshi. See you in the next event.
Yes, rumah kita, Pak.
Live ya.
Dari
Milik bambu tempat kita tanpa hiasan, tanpa lukisan, beratap jernih, beralaskan tanah. Namun semua ini punya kita. Memang semua ini milik kita sendiri.
Hanya alang-alang pagar rumah kita, tanpa nyelir, tanpa melatih. Hanya bunga bakung tumbuh di halaman. Namun semua itu punya kita. Memang semua itu milik kita.
Haruskah
Kita beranjak ke kota
yang penuh dengan tanya, lebih baik di sini. Rumah kita sendiri.
segala nikmat dan anugerah yang kuasa.
Semuanya ada di sini. Rumah kita.
Rumah kita, STIE Yogyakarta. Tempat kita berkarya, berbakti untuk negeri kita, Indonesia.
Haruskah kita beranjak ke kota
Yang penuh dengan tanya,
lebih baik di sini. Rumah kita sendiri.